Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
We're watching coverage of the PGA Championship.
No, from Quail Hollow.
From Quail Hollow. And you want to talk about a phenomenal pairing for the first 2 days. How about the number one and number two players in the world in Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, and then the number three player, also the defending PGA champion, Xander Schauffele. And Jason and I were just watching. Good luck on laying out the odds on this. On the seventh hole, Rory McIlroy sunk his putt for double bogey. Scottie Scheffler had about an 8-footer for double bogey, which he sunk.
Yeah.
And then Xander Schauffele sunk his 8-footer for a double bogey. The number 1, 2, and 3 players in the world were a combined 6 over on the seventh hole at Quail Hollow. That's some golf drama there, Kelly Brothers. Good morning.
Yeah, I still think that one of the streaming services should, offer up a show for these majors where before the pros tee off, they put off a scratch amateur golfer and they put off an 18 handicap.
Yes.
And let them play and keep score, just to give you a sense of, or just something like that to give the average person a sense of how incredibly difficult the greens are on these courses.
I agree with you. I think you'd have to do that though, as they were the very last group to go out. Because if you put Jason, you and I are probably right around an 18 handicap, give or take a couple. And you put me out there and everyone and their mother, they're going to have to get a hammock behind me because I'm taking he's out of the bunker and he crossed the green to the other bunker and just zigzagged his whole way through. And then everyone's all angry and saying stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
boy, Dave is really grinding over his 5th putt on this hole. Let's see how he does.
Yeah.
Let's go to commercial. When we come back, he will hit the putt, I promise you.
And I'm 100% the guy that on the golf course is going to say the thing that gets me fired, and I don't even realize it. I just let's put it this way.
You've had an open mic in front of you for decades. I think you'd be just fine, Carl.
Okay, can I be honest, though? We're at this charity event at Hagen yesterday, put on by our good friend Tom Morton and friends, the whole Morton family. And we're out there with other radio professionals and people. And we're basically miniature golf putting on these amazing courses they set up. There was a moment after the third one where I went up for this putt, and I just completely shanked it. And I said way too loudly.
Careful.
I will be careful here, but I'll make sure you know what I was saying. David, you F-wording A-word, and just way too loud. And I didn't realize it till I said it.
It's for charity.
And then I looked around and nobody was looking at me, but I went, okay, you got to calm down, dude. This is a putting thing for charity. I'm on the course. The amount of words I call myself. Anyways.
Mother, father.
Yeah. Mother, father. That's exactly right, Kelly. Christmas football, Kelly. It's right around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it.
I give the NFL credit. Putting the big red Santa robe on the commish was a good idea. They got a lot of pictures out of that. But no, the NBA, the NFL has announced their Christmas schedule, and Adam Silver says we welcome the competition, but secretly he's going, oh. Although I will say, last year the NBA's numbers were good relative to prior years. They averaged 5 million per game. The Warrior-Laker game got over 7 million viewers, but the NFL averaged 24 million per game.
Yeah.
So, and now they've come up with an extra game, and of course, they're featuring, their streaming services. Amazon and Netflix will be in on this one as well. But Christmas is turning into, it used to be just kind of Thanksgiving as a big NFL holiday, but now Christmas is taken over in a big way, I think. So
Kelly, I can't remember it was exact quote. It was a few years ago, maybe several years ago now. All this time goes so fast. But Mark Cuban had said, NFL at some point is going to get, too big for it. Not too big for itself, but kind of
what did Cuban say?
Something about a pig.
Pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered or something like that, and the NFL's getting hoggy.
Yeah, and so to the point of, look, we're going to play more games than ever overseas. We're going to put games on Friday. It's Christmas. We've already had Monday, Thursday, Saturday at the end of the year. It still seems, though, Kelly, at this point, this league is still bulletproof right now.
It is. It is. And Cuban couldn't stop the Luka trade. So what credibility does he really have? Although he did arrange for the fix for the number 1 pick. But anyway, and then you got, and who's trying to hone in on all this, especially with the NBA, is NBC. And if you've been listening, I mean, there's a real 90s feel to it. The last week I've just noticed because you got Round Ball Rock, the song coming back that NBC, of course, has used as their theme. And then there were so many memes. I just have the fondest memories of the intro for the Chicago Bulls back in that day. So a lot of memes where they're playing that music as the Pope comes out onto the balcony. But that was always that was the standard for introductions in any league where they brought out the Bulls. And but NBC will be in the game next year, and they're they think it's a big deal that Michael Jordan will be part of their coverage. Remains to be seen. I mean, greatness doesn't always translate from the floor to the broadcast booth, and probably Joe Montana was the number 1 example of that.
So when it came out, Michael Jordan was going to be a contributor. We talked about that, and I'm incredibly excited about what could happen because there's a non-zero chance of this, Kelly. I want to see what you think. Ahmad Rashad comes back, and he and Michael Jordan maybe 2-3 times a year do like a Manning cast style broadcast, kind of a companion broadcast, maybe on Peacock or one of the NBC station, NBC dealies. That's what you call it. Here's the thing, Kelly, this is in play. Ahmad Rashad, Michael Jordan, and a slew of guests. Nobody's turning him down. But what happens when Michael Jordan asks the Pope to join them for a segment? Is the Pope going to turn down Michael Jordan? I don't think so. That's in play.
Well, how about this? That exact scenario. But but throughout the thing, Michael Jordan is placing bets on various NBA prop bets. How about
Love that? With a big cigar hanging out. With a big
cigar, and Phil Mickelson can join in. Get get the whole Gamblers Anonymous crew from sports and put them in a room and let
Bill
them
Belichick's girlfriend just for fun. Why is she there? I don't know, but it's fine.
Everybody's there.
They're all there. Yeah. Guy
I can see it. I can see that. But I don't know. I'm not all that excited. The NBC's making a big deal about Carmelo Anthony being a part of it. I don't know. I've never felt compelled to listen to Carmelo, but they're excited to get back into the NBA game. So we'll see where they go.
Kelly, how about streaming? It's more and more abundant. It's everywhere in a lot of different entities. What's the latest with ESPN and streaming?
Yeah, they've announced that they're coming out with, they're calling it ESPN. By the way, that was another thing. HBO changed the name to Max, and then they realized, well, HBO is a pretty good brand. So now they're going back to HBO. But ESPN's coming out with a streaming offering to catch up with all the cord cutters. It's not cheap. It's $30 a month to subscribe. I think, and they're going to put everything on there that they do. And actually, they're offering a decent bundle where if you get Disney and Hulu for an extra $6-7.
Don't they already have this? What am I missing? Isn't this happening right now?
Well, my question,
it.
Dave, is especially if you have YouTube TV, which is $80 a month, and which includes all that, or includes at least ESPN. Are you really going to pick up the ESPN package? But they're looking for the pure streamer, the pure sports streamer who doesn't want anything else. And
I have it because right now, Kelly, you can see maybe on the monitor. Oh, you probably can't, but I got the PGA Championship on the monitor. I use it for Disney with my kids, Hulu commercial free. Like I will admit, I've had that bundle for a long time, And then they were like, hey, the bundle's coming out. I'm like, I've owned that bundle for
Yeah.
a year. We are almost out of time, but I'm so excited about this. This might be my favorite story of the week because I am 8 years old. Oh, I'm so excited for the merger, the purchase. Dick's is buying Foot Locker for $2-something billion. Why am I excited? We'll be careful here, but the co-branded name ideas I have for Dick's and Foot Locker, I've been spending all week coming up with it, and I think there's a lot of potential here.
$2.4 billion as they're trying to corner the Nike market, and at very different audiences. Dick's a little more suburban,
yes,
a little more small town, and Foot Locker a little more urban.
Yes,
and so I mean it's actually a good marriage, but they're trying to corner the Nike market. The funny part about that is, I mean, Nike's retail outlets do very well, and if I'm Dick's, I'm thinking, well, wait, is Nike just going to do more of their own retail outlets as opposed to pushing their shoes to us? Because Nike is the number one draw at Dick's Sporting Goods, but they move in a Nike store right next to you, and you're dead to rights. So I don't know. I think it's been so long since I've been in a sporting goods store. So
yeah,
we'll see.
That's Amazon for me.
It's just I mean, retail guys, it's crazy when you look at you drive past Walgreens closed, CVS, Rite Aid, every store in California closing, every one. And I'm just thinking, look at these retail spaces. Gosh, what's going to happen there? Banks closing down because people aren't using banks as much, brick and mortar. So the retail landscape is changing so quickly now, and we knew it was going to, but it feels like it's hitting all at once.
Kelly Brothers is good at business. We know that. He
Good to
gives
see
us
you guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
That's it's the option.
Yeah.
Dick's.